Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for checking out my video today. I've got for you a review of my collection of Golden Coil planners and notebooks. I've had these products for almost a year now. They've had some wear and tear, a lot of love, and I wanted to just share my thoughts about the company and the products that they sell. I have a nice variety here of cover styles, layouts, coils, etc. And so I thought I'd jump on here and just share a little bit about my collection. If you're looking into the Golden Coil planner product, if you're interested in Golden Coil for 2023, this review might kind of help you make a decision there. So I'm gonna go over what I have here. I've got 2 planners and 1 notebook. We're gonna start with the Mist Color Planner because that's the first product I purchased. Then we'll move on to the notebook and then we'll end with the black planner here. I want to quickly just share with you that I am not an affiliate for Golden Coil. This is not a paid promotion. This just is an honest review of the product and my experience with Golden Coil planners. So let's jump in and let's get started with our linen cover in Mist. And they have a nice variety of linen cover options on their webpage. So Golden Coil is a company that was started by 2 sisters who were looking for a Mother's Day gift and couldn't quite find the right planner for her. And so they decided to make her a custom planner. And then it kind of moved on to sharing that customizable planner experience with the world, and I think there's definitely an opportunity in the market for more custom planners. So this was really interesting product for me because I was on my own planner journey at the time. And I quickly started realizing that a custom layout was going to be the right fit for me. But there still are a few options out there when it comes to custom planners. So I started with Golden Coil. And I owe a lot of this journey and this discovery to one of my favorite YouTubers, Amanda's Favorites. She has so many awesome reviews. I'm going to link down in the bio a link to her video list with a ton of Golden Coil planner insights and reviews that I think would be very helpful and were helpful to me when I was thinking about purchasing a Golden Coil planner. So what you see in front of you is and I'm gonna actually pull up some stats for y'all while we chat. All the Golden Coil planners are 7 1/4 by 9 3/4. No matter, how many pages you get, they are all the same size. The coils range from 7/8 of an inch to 1 1/4 inch. This is actually the 1 inch coil. So not the smallest coil, but a couple, there are 4 coil size options, and this would be the second to smallest option. Each planner can hold up to 242 pages. If you do the maximum number of pages, you'll definitely have the bigger coil. And I actually have 3 different coil sizes to show you today, so hang in there with me. And all of the planners are starting at around $70 to start. Okay. All right. So let's kind of jump into my linen cover here. So I wanted a planner. This linen Mist was going to be my everyday. I loved that the linen was very durable, stain resistant, water resistant. It had a beautiful Golden Coil logo on the back, as well as the front, and that's embossed so beautifully. And this is my oldest planner, and you can just see how that is still in perfect condition. The beautiful double O-ring coil. This is again 1 inch, and that coil size was based on the number of pages that I wanted in my planner. So let's kind of jump right in. And this is very used and it is not perfect. That's what planning is all about. You get a cover page here with, you can put some additional options, and I'll show you some of the differences with some of my own. And my planner just jumps right into a monthly layout on 2 pages with a notes section. And this is my a dated planner. I started with a Monday start. That's an option that you have when you're putting your planner together. And I know this is really busy, so I'm going to jump to a page that is not so busy, so you can check that out. All right. So I jumped into the 2-page spread with a monthly calendar view. Nice size boxes here, ample amount of space for notes. You can include holidays. And there are different kinds of holiday packages, or you can go without holidays if you choose as well. You can choose whether you want a Monday or a Sunday start. I really love this amount of space, and it's just very, simple. I love the font, really beautiful, nice aesthetic, plain aesthetic. So then after each monthly page, I jump into a weekly view on my left-hand page and then a dot grid page on my right. And this is considered a sections 2 layout. So with Golden Coil, they give you a menu of options for layouts. There are some dailies, they are weekly on 2 pages, weekly on 1 page, etc. You get a lot of different options. And this was one of the options that I thought would work best for me when I was looking for, my everyday planner. I chose to start things on a Monday. The Saturday and Sunday are split. You have nice ample space here for a to-do list, and just whatever you want to do with this page was up to you. Beautiful light gray dot grid. And I forgot to mention that Golden Coil planners have 80-pound Mohawk paper, very similar to Erin Condren. I also decided to go with a quotes package for my planner. I chose, I think these are the literary quotes. Let me just check here. Yeah, Charles Dickens. Yes, this is a literary quote package. I was an English major in college, so it makes sense for me. So I loved the ability to brain dump, meal plan, like endless possibilities that I could use with this blank page. And ample space, right? You have this nice, big, giant page to do whatever you might want to do for the week in view. And then the planner just continues as such until we get to the next month, okay? And that's kind of the layout that I chose for this planner. And as you can see from those October weeks there, I haven't been using this planner anymore. And towards the end of my video, after I go over all the planners, I'll talk a little bit about why that is. But as you can also see, as I kind of do a quick flip here, this had a lot of use in the beginning of my journey. So there was definitely some value that I found in using this planner. But I will get into why I'm no longer in it in a little bit. So let's move on to the second planner that I want to talk about today, and that is, my second Golden Coil product, but this just so happens to be a notebook. So Golden Coil gives you the option of choosing planners or notebooks. The biggest difference between the two is that planners include daily and weekly layouts, and Golden Coil notebooks do not. But you can do a lot of the add-ons, you can do a lot of similar pages, but that's essentially how they're different. They're the same size, you're getting the same double oil ring coil, you're getting logos on front and back and that beautiful gold embossing, and you can interchange the covers that are available in the planner for the notebook as well. So this cover is one of the artist's cover. The artist is Lucrecia Caporal, and I'm so sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, but I just fell in love with this cover. I loved how abstract it was. 2022 has been a purple vibes kind of year for me. I'm just like purple, and all the shades of purple that you can imagine is what I'm kind of feeling, is what my aura has been feeling in 2022. So I loved that there were hints of gold, hints of purple. I thought it went beautifully with the Golden Coil gold embossing. I love this cover, and I'm a big fan of the fact that they support artists, and I adored this cover. Let me just show you quickly the back as well, kind of as a continuation of the same design on the front. This is not necessarily a shiny cover. It's pretty matte, but it's smooth and soft, and it has the same very similar durability to the linen cover. Very stain resistant, very water resistant, very, very, very durable. Super, super hard cover. Something that I really enjoy about the product as well. So with this notebook, notebooks, okay, I had such a good time writing in the Mist planner that I wanted the same kind of writing experience, but in a notebook. So I decided to get one of their notebooks. I love how my pen feels on the paper. I love the ability to flip my notebook over, and just the sky is the limit, and the writing, writing itself on this product is beautiful. It's a wonderful experience. I love to write. I already love writing, so something that can enhance how I feel about writing is just awesome. And I was so excited, and I really wanted to test out the notebooks as well. Now, this guy is big. This is a big planner, okay? This is the 1 1/4 inch coil. So I think this is the biggest coil that you can get. And I'll just do a quick side by side with the 1 inch so you can see the difference. Certainly a difference there. But I just wanted to fill this baby up with as many pages as possible so that I can write to my heart's content. And I'll show you a little bit about what I did with the layout in this notebook. So for this cover, I actually decided to go with a quote and my name, but I didn't include a year because I want to use this, until I run out of room, essentially. The first page is a year at a glance. I used this for birthdays. One of my goals for 2022 was to get better at messaging and calling people for their birthdays. And so I thought that this would be a great way to just organize and keep all my birthdays in one place. So the next page after that goes right into a monthly undated spread on 2 pages. Okay. I filled out the dates, labeled the month, and then I numbered each calendar day. And I got about 18 or so pages of those. What I love about this option is that I've been jumping in and out as the seasons of my life. When I get busy, I'm coming out. When I have a little bit more time in my schedule for just free writing and ideation, I jump back in. But I have several blank months left. So I'm really anticipating on using this notebook for several more months to come. Maybe even past 2023, we'll see. So after the undated month on 2 page spread, we jump into dot grid, and the rest is dot grid. And as you can see, I've made a lot of use of the notebook so far, and I just filled the rest of the notebook with dot grid. I love the freedom that dot grid allows. I'm not a bullet journal, but I just love, sometimes I want to work, this way one day. Sometimes I want to work vertically one day, and I just love the options that dot grid allows you. And so I filled the rest of this notebook with dot grid. At the end, you have a pocket. You'll find that pocket in every Golden Coil planner or notebook. And so I'm jumping in and out. This guy does not leave my desk. It's super big, and so that's where it stays, but that's okay because it's really just for, brain dumping, brainstorming, letting it out, so it doesn't really need to go anywhere. So this big size is fine with me. And of course, this was one of my more expensive purchases because it has so many pages. I think this one is about 200 pages. And again, that has the bigger coil. One thing I will say that I was a little bit disappointed with when I went from the planner to the notebook is that I felt like the coil color changed. I know that can be a little bit hard to tell on camera, but the original planner that I purchased, I just felt like it had a really true, true to color golden coil. And I felt like the notebook was a little bit brassier. So, it wasn't the end of the world, and I did contact them about it, and they mentioned just, suppliers changing during the pandemic and things like that. So that was a little bit disappointing to me because I feel like the shinier gold aesthetic just fits better with the Golden Coil logo. So that was kind of a bummer for me. And I do believe that the next product that I purchased still seemed to have that brassier coil than the original planner that I purchased. Something to note. And maybe I would have never noticed had it not been for this early purchase of the linen mist. All right, so let's move on to my third and final Golden Coil product. This has taken some wear and tear, as you can see. So this is a planner, a Golden Coil planner in the black leatherette or leather cover. Also really, really sturdy, very stain and water resistant. But one thing that I will say about the leather covers, and I hope that that's picking up on camera, but they seem to chip a little bit with wear and tear. It's really, really hard to see unless you're right up on it. But it's something that I noticed. And I guess I would say that this is probably the most sensitive of covers because of that, like, prone to chipping on the edges. But still, great condition, super hardy, like a great, very, very protective cover nonetheless. This is kind of in the middle, I believe, of the coil options. This is a 1 1/4, I believe. So not as big as my other ones. And let's just do a quick comparison. This is like the largest coil you can get. Okay, and this is the 1 inch. And you can get something smaller than the 1 inch coil. Okay, so you can kind of see, and maybe it's better if I do this too. Like you can really see. Oops, sorry, out of frame there. You can really see that way the differences in the coil. All right. So, oops, black, right. All right, so despite the chip, the wear and tear on the corners, I love this look. Yes, I love purple, but I love black, I love chic, I love minimalistic looks. So this is just so classic, so clean. Absolutely love it, despite some of, wear and tear being more obvious on these leather covers. Maybe if I do another one, I'll go for black in linen. So with this planner, this was meant for work. So I've got my work information here. And then I just jump into a dated month on 2 pages. And it goes into a different kind of layout. So I'm gonna just flip over to some blank pages to give you an idea, all right, of what I did with this one. All right, so I jump into a month on 2 pages dated with a Monday start, again, something that you can choose. And then after each month, I added 2 blank dot grid pages. The intention was to use these 2 dot grid pages to just brainstorm, write down anything related to the month, projects that I needed to keep in mind of for the month, anything related to that month, I was gonna write down on these 2 dot page spreads for individual pages of dot grid. And that's actually been a really nice number of pages because some months are really busy and I've used up all of the dot grid. So after that, I jumped into the vertical hourly, and I think they call this layout vertical 1. So I jumped into the vertical 1 layout that has a Monday start for me, which is what I wanted. You can customize that. Monday start to the weekends don't have the hourly breakdown, but you do have space for them. Then you have to-dos here on the bottom, just a few. And again, I had to go with my quotes, but I think these might be, I think I went with the inspirational package or the productivity package because this was a work planner. So I wanted a more fitting quote package for the planner's purpose and function. Goes from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., which is about, give or take, depending if there's things to do after work or meetings or events. There are days that I may need to jot something down at 8 for work. So then that kind of, the week, right after the week on 2 pages, I have 2 full pages of to-do lists. These kind of square check boxes with 2 columns here, 2 shorter columns on the right hand page, and then some lined notes at the bottom right. So what I do here is, I write my schedule for the week, meetings, events, anything that's on a schedule, which is very often for my work. And then everything that I need to get done, I need to think about, I need to respond to, I'm writing down on the to-do list on the spread that immediately follows the week, that week on 2 pages. Okay. And then that's kind of how the rest of the planner continues. My week, vertical, hourly, followed by to-dos. Week, vertical, hourly, followed by to-dos, and etc., etc. Then you get every week in the month. And then you get to, this ends the page, but then after that you would have a new month. This one goes for me until February. You can select when you start and when you end. So if you want to start this planner in April, you can do so. If you want to start this planner in February, you can do so. You can jump in at any time. That's something that I did really enjoy. I want to show you a kind of spread filled out with my weeks. I don't know what it is about me. I just love to cross off the days. It's very confusing otherwise sometimes. So this is kind of how I use the month. I did a lot of brainstorming. I did a lot of work-related planning on the dot grid. Really use this up. And then here I'm putting in my schedule, my appointments, my meetings, anything that I'm doing that week. Didn't really use these too much, as you can see, but that's okay. And then I added all of my tasks and to-dos. What's nice is that you can pick a category for each column. So I gave this one its own kind of category, and I just kind of cross off and check off as I go, highlighted things that were of particular importance, and then we kind of go into the next week and so forth and so forth. Yeah, so I've really been putting this planner to use. This was a very intentional purchase after a lot of kind of soul searching and shopping around. And so I knew that the layout was gonna really, really work for me. The one thing I will say about the planner is that I don't know if the size is right for me. It's such a large planner, and I just find that even after extensive use, I still have so much blank paper. And I don't necessarily love that. It's a really big book. It also means that I have to, it's not as big as the 1 1/4 coil, but it's a really big book, and there's a little bit more of a tug on the closure there, especially when you have a bigger coil. But it's really not so bad, honestly. Yeah, I was just finding that, I love the planner, but there's a lot of empty pages and a lot of unused space, and that's not something that I love too much. Yeah, so that kind of leads me right into the reason as to why I'm not using a Golden Coil planner for 2023. I have found that I want more layouts than one planner can possibly accommodate. And I'm not excited about the idea of having to have 3 Golden Coil planners or notebooks in order to have the system that I want. They're just very big, they take up a lot of space. And I decided to move on to A5 rings, where I can take pages in and out, still being pretty large A5, but at least, I can exchange papers and I don't have to commit, to such a big book for my planning or for my notebooks. I'm really excited to see what this company comes out with in the future and other kinds of templates they add to their options. I'm really excited, and I really do enjoy a lot of the options that they have currently. And I really do think that these planners are perfect for folks out there. I know that the quality is there. You can really put this baby to use. You know, there are beautiful covers, amazing artist cover designs. They're always releasing new cover designs. And you know, I really do think it's a great purchase if it's right for you. So if you have any questions or any comments about this video, if you're interested in learning more, I definitely recommend you check out their website and take your time going through that website before you purchase anything, because there's so many options. You can decide where your dot grid goes, where your to-do list goes. You know, I put them in between each week. You could have put them all in the back. You know, so there are so many wonderful options with how you can customize your planner. But I really recommend just taking the time to really go through the website and getting a really good understanding of what your options are and putting your custom planner together. I am jumping in and out of this. So yeah, but the rest will stay with me for a little while longer. If you enjoyed this video, if you found anything helpful, please think about subscribing. At the very least, I'd love just to hear your comments, or I'd love to answer any questions that you have about the product. Thank you so much for your time today. See you around.